What's up everyone, Lion Roar here, and guys, I am totally addicted to Bloodline Heroes of Lithas. You might remember I did a small spot ad for this particular game a few months ago, but I have been playing non-stop since then, so I am bringing this game to the channel. So today's video is going to be the top 5 reasons to play Bloodline Heroes of Lithas. But first, download Bloodline Heroes of Lithas, a mobile RPG action fighting game where you can marry your champions to create new and unique hybrids. Use the link in the description to start with some free stuff, including gold and diamonds. And I'd be honored to have you join my server so you can play alongside me. Simply click on your profile, settings, then change your server to S462. See you hopefully soon. Alright, so this is my 3rd month playing Bloodline Heroes of Lithas, and it's getting better and better. It's still a fairly new game. It just came out this past summer, so of course you want to get in early on stuff like this because they have a lot of great champions that are coming out over the next year or so you want to be here for that. And other than the absolutely stunning art and graphics in this game, which, I mean, just take a look at this. This is a beautiful, beautiful game. There's 5 reasons why I really enjoy this game and have not only started playing, but have kept playing, and I see myself playing for a long time. In fact, I've got a lot of videos ready that I think I want to release on this channel about this game to help you get started. So make sure you're subscribed for that. But the very first reason why, and the top reason why I think this game is so good, is because of its unique hybrid champion mechanic. So what do I mean by that? Well, first of all, you do summons in this game like a lot of mobile types of games. So you can go to the summoning circle and there's heroes you can get. You see there's a special event going on right now. So there's unique champions you can get that are a little harder to get than the typical champions. But when you get these champions, as most hero games like this do, they have various types of skills and characteristics and artwork and stuff like that.
Good to see you again.
But,
Hi, Guardian.
but you can actually marry your champions together. And whenever you marry them, they become hybrids. So let me find a pretty generic hero that I have here. So here's one called Trevane.
Hi, Guardian.
And Trevane has various traits at the bottom that come with her. But if I marry her to another hero, so you can see here's my Trevane hero and I pick the spouse, I can pick any of the other like males that I have here. And the reason is because they make offspring, and that's what's important about this. So if I pick another male who has their own characteristics, you can see there, I can pick one characteristic I want to get rid of from my original hero. And that means that one of the other characteristics from the male hero is going to transfer over to her offspring, which I think is really cool, because what you can do with this particular mechanic then is take a champion that you get and make it better and better by transferring traits from spouses onto new champions until you get the exact characteristics that you want. And not only that, but each type of champion has its own special skill. So you can see Trevane has this skill called Agile, which is like a green one. It's pretty highly leveled at 22. And then its spouse here has one called Focused. And these are both really good skills, so you kind of want both of them on the same hero. So you can actually transfer it. It's a little harder to transfer the special skill there. The clan skill is what it's called. But it can happen. They can pass that along. I'm going to show you. And if the skill passes along to the right spot, it changes how the champion looks. So let me click on one of mine here. You can see when I click on traits, I've got 3 special skills on this particular champion. And not only that, because I was able to get a particular type of clan skill on here, it changed how the hero looked too. There is over 800 hybrid options in this particular game, which is absolutely amazing. This is not how this particular champion usually looks. This is Dvala, one of the best champions in the game at the moment. But you can see I have another Dvala and it looks different because this is a different type of hybrid. So you can mix and match not only for traits but for looks, and I think that is super cool. Not only that, but you have companions in the game. You can summon companions as well. Here are all the companions of the different clans, and whenever you court them, you can then have offspring that are born. So this whole marriage mechanic is really, really cool. You can switch the gender of these as well to your preference. So I think that that's really, really cool. And one reason that this game is so unique and amazing, and I just absolutely love the ability of mixing and matching my champions to get the absolute best ones I can. Not only for traits, but I'm a big aesthetic guy too. I like collecting cards. But your original card isn't just stuck like that forever. You can change the looks of the champions. The second reason to play this game is because there's so many exciting game modes, everything from like Arena to Dungeon Descent, Valley of Conquerors, where you can play with and against other people on your server. There's like Guild Conquest, where you can play against other guilds along with yours. Raids, the Banquet Hall, Campaign Map, Expeditions, Special Events, which you can see up here. There's a couple of events running right now where you actually compete against other people on your server to try and get special rewards and things like that. And you can compete along with your server. You can see I'm getting free stuff here because of how everybody on my server is doing, which is really awesome. This game is not a puzzle game. I've played puzzle games on this channel before. This is more of like a live action fighting game. So let me just like jump into the arena to show you what I'm talking about here. And let's fight against Nikosab. So this is a team that I've been working really hard on. And I'm going to take it against Nikosab and see how it does here. So you can see the live action style of fighting here. And I got the win. There's lots of like zooming and just great animations. And if you have hybrid heroes, how they appear on here. A really, really cool style of game. And the different modes have different ways of fighting. So it's not all exactly the same. And the more you do, of course, the more free stuff you get. But it's not like typical farming. Like I wouldn't say I do any kind of traditional farming with this. Like I dive into this game, and if there's like certain free things I want from certain different parts of the game, then I can play those parts and not the other parts. But I don't feel like I'm getting behind or letting anybody down if I'm not doing absolutely everything in the game, which is kind of cool. So on that note, the third reason to play this game is because you get so many free summons and other stuff. Like, for example, let's go to the summoning circle. You can see I've got 419 crystals. One crystal will get you one hero. You can also spend diamonds on champions if you want to. They're actually called champions, not heroes in this particular game. But I've got 419 of them, and the vast majority of them were free because I earned them through things like the Valley of Conquerors, where if you and your team get in first place, you get 15 free summons, which is incredible. And you can see there's a bunch of other free stuff there too, like mythic equipment. And I'm not going to dive into some of the other stuff, but other resources that help to like build up your districts and such like that. Guild Conquest, which is like where my guild is fighting against other teams. You'll jump in here and there's a bunch of free stuff in here as well, including summons. And you're just constantly getting free stuff, which I think is just really helpful in a game like this, so you don't feel like you're having to pay to win. A free-to-play player in this game, I feel like, is just as competitive as anybody who's willing to pay. And you can absolutely pay to play this game. Like, it speeds you up, of course, but it doesn't make you overpowered, which I think is really cool. So if there is another game that you're already paying to play and you want a free-to-play one as well, well, this is a great option for that. I have spent money on this game, and I think that it has been worth it when I've done it. Because there's certain areas of the game I might want to focus on, like, for example, building up my companions with intimacy or something like that so that I get better offspring. So you can certainly do that, but there's just so much free stuff. I don't think you need to do that. I mean, if I dive into the Senate here and I go to solve some issues, I'm getting free bread for my districts, perhaps. So that's another reason why I really enjoy this. The fourth reason to play Bloodline is its intense team building strategy. The champions here all have really interesting synergies when you start to pair them together, and especially when you start mixing and matching their traits. If you are a really strategic and thoughtful person, you can not only create really amazing champions, but you can make them work along with each other. You can see my roster here. These are teams that I've put together. Roster 1 has one type of team where I've really maximized their synergies. Roster 2 has a different type of team that's meant to like control a single opponent. So when you do stuff like raids or expeditions, you're fighting against a really big, tough boss. And that takes different types of heroes than if you're fighting against another team like you saw with me in the arena. Now, if I go back here, I want to show you something like here's my mythic Ignis, one of the best heroes in the game. You can see this is a hybrid version of it because I've put some of the cool traits on it. But Ignis's clan trait is called Pyromancer. And she has this ability where her regular attacks, not her special or her ultimate, her regular attacks will put fire status on an opponent. So they're burning a little bit. But her special, when she does ultimate, will hit the opponents. And if they already have that fire on them, that fire status, she's going to deal extra damage. So what's really cool is you can marry a bunch of other Ignis types of heroes to your team. So you can see my top team there. If I put that Pyromancer effect on the entire team, now they're all dealing that regular fire damage to opponents. So when Ignis goes off and they already have fire on them, and in fact that fire can stack, so now you've got your whole team stacking the fire, she deals so much damage. So that's just a little hint to you guys whenever you are marrying your heroes and creating offspring and looking for synergies and creating really cool teams. There's almost like an endless mix of things that you can do. And last but certainly not least, number 5, I just really like this live action fighting style. It's a different kind of style than other games that I've played on this channel, but it's really awesome to watch the fights occur in this game. And what's really cool is you can set it on manual, so you can choose when your particular specials go off, like I am right here. I want my Lion Stone to go off first because it increases the attack of my other heroes. And then I can choose to set the other specials off, or I can just run it on auto. So if you're like doing something else and you want to play and get rewards and things like that, but you don't have time to actually like click on the specials and make sure they're going off in the right order, and you know your team's just good and can do this, well, you can just let the game play on auto like I am now. Really cool, very fun style. I enjoy this. If you enjoy stuff like this too and you want to see more videos like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you know when I release more Bloodline videos, and I will catch you in the next one.